guys, I'm back with another video and I'm going to be telling you what items you should have in your go bag. You should have at least 1 gallon of water per person per day in your go bag. You can only survive 3 days without water. In extreme scenario, you could only survive 3 hours without shelter. Majority of the time, you could survive 3 weeks without food, but sometimes that may be less in a survival scenario. Survival equipment does many different kinds, such as multi-tools, knives, hatchets, machetes, a way to make fire, right? And the list goes on. So as long as you have some tools to do that, you should be okay. If you want medications, you should keep some extra medications in your go bag, as well as over-the-counter allergy medicines and other over-the-counter medications in your go bag. You should have some form of ID. So in an event like a wildfire or a hurricane, you have a way to identify yourself. So that could be like a state ID or a passport, or some way to identify yourself. You should have a radio so you know what's going on in your area. That could be battery or hand cranked, whichever works for you. If you do have something that requires batteries, make sure you have extra batteries on hand. Now, if you have something that needs to be recharged, there's solar chargers. So as long as you have that and have something that needs to be recharged, make sure you have that. Okay. You should also have an emergency blanket. That's basically like a aluminum blanket that can keep 90% of your body heat in. Alright, so that's gonna be important. You should also have some extra socks. As we learned during World War One and the Vietnam War, if you're standing in puddles for a very long time, or if your feet is wet and you keep on hiking, you could get trench foot. Best way to avoid that is keep your feet dry and change socks regularly. Okay. Now you should have some kind of first aid. What a small scratch may be to you, that could turn pretty bad in a survival scenario. You should also have a flashlight so you could see in the dark, signal, and should I keep on going on why you should have a flashlight? Now you should have some kind of cookware, because not everything you could eat raw. Some things you don't have to cook, and it's probably not a good idea to eat everything raw. You should have a water purification system. So that could be water purification tablets, a filter of some kind, or boiling water, making sure you have clean drinking water. You should also have some kind of waterproof bag, like a trash bag, to make sure important items like your ID, batteries, radios, electronics don't get wet and damaged, right? You should have some kind of sweep system. So that could be like a tent or a hammock, depending on your environment and depending on your emergency, will basically dictate what kind of sweep system you should have. You should also have land navigation equipment, such as a map, a GPS, a compass, pace beads, right? As long as you have those items, you should be good in navigation. Also, personal hygiene items. Some people you could see on YouTube do not add personal hygiene items. It will be important because in a survival situation, how are you going to fix your bleeding teeth when you brush your teeth? Right? So that will be important as well. You should also have comfort items such as a deck of playing cards or a book, because in a survival situation, it's not just physically draining, it can also be mentally draining. You should also have some kind of a caffeine drink, such as coffee or tea, something that has caffeine, because sometimes when you have to move at night, you're gonna be very tired, and you're gonna need something to keep you awake at night, just for a little bit. So I'm just gonna do a quick video, so please like, subscribe, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.